That looks great, buddy.
Thanks, Dad. It's a hero.
He sure is, just like you.
Victor Lang! Your time is up! What is this?
Nowhere to run.
Get out!
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Imagine this, you're in a warm, bustling restaurant, laughter and clinking glasses all around, when three dangerous men storm in and go straight for a powerful CEO. Everyone freezes. No one moves, except one quiet single dad sitting in the corner with his young son. In the next few terrifying minutes, he reveals a hidden skill that changes everything. This isn't just an action story. It's about love, sacrifice, quiet strength, and the heroes we never see coming. If you're new here or love stories that hit you right in the heart, do me a favor right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss these emotional, inspiring tales. Let's dive in. It was a rainy Tuesday evening in downtown Seattle, the kind of night where the city lights blurred into streaks on the wet pavement outside Bella Vista restaurant. Inside, the air smelled of garlic, fresh basil, and warm bread. Soft jazz played from hidden speakers, and the golden glow of pendant lights made the wooden tables feel intimate and safe. Families shared pasta, couples leaned close over wine, and business people closed deals with confident laughs. In a small booth near the back, away from the windows, sat Ethan Harper and his 7-year-old son Liam. Ethan was 39, with calloused hands from years of fixing cars, at a small auto shop, and tired eyes that carried more weight than his broad shoulders suggested. He wore a simple navy sweater and jeans, his dark hair slightly messy from the rain. Liam, with his mother's bright green eyes and a gap-toothed smile, bounced a little in his seat as he colored a picture of a superhero on the paper placemat. "Dad, can I get the spaghetti with extra meatballs?" Liam asked, his voice full of excitement. It was a rare treat. Money had been tight since Emily passed away 2 years earlier from a sudden illness. Ethan worked long hours, came home exhausted, and still made sure Liam had clean clothes, school lunches, and bedtime stories. The restaurant visit was for Liam's excellent report card. Mostly A's and a glowing note from his teacher about how kind he was to the new kid in class. Ethan smiled, the kind of smile that reached his eyes only when he looked at his son. "Extra meatballs it is, buddy. And maybe some garlic bread too. You earned it." As the waiter took their order, Ethan's mind drifted for a moment. He thought about Emily, how she used to laugh at his terrible dancing in the kitchen, how she had held his hand through his darkest nights. After he left the military, those years in special operations felt like another lifetime now. He had been good at what he did. Too good, some said. The skills that kept him alive in distant deserts and hostile streets were buried deep. After Emily's death, he promised himself he would never use them again unless he had no choice. He wanted Liam to grow up knowing his father as a gentleman, not a soldier. At a larger table by the center of the room sat Victor Lang, the CEO of Lang Tech Innovations, a tech company that had revolutionized renewable energy storage. Victor was in his mid-50s, impeccably dressed in a tailored charcoal suit, silver hair perfectly styled. He was dining alone tonight, phone pressed to his ear, voice low but sharp. "I don't care what it costs. Make sure the board meeting tomorrow goes our way. If those investors pull out, we're finished." Victor had a reputation for being ruthless in business. He demanded perfection from his employees and rarely showed warmth. Tonight he looked stressed, shoulders tense, eyes scanning the room as if expecting trouble. He didn't notice the single dad and his son across the way. The attack came without warning. The front door burst open with a violent slam. 3 men strode in, big, purposeful, faces partially hidden by hoods and scarves. The first was tall and lean with a scar across his cheek. The second was built like a linebacker, tattoos crawling up his neck. The third moved like a predator, eyes cold and calculating. They weren't here for money or a random robbery. Their gazes locked immediately on Victor Lang. "Lang," the scarred man snarled, loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear. "You thought you could ruin us and walk away." Screams erupted. A woman dropped her wine glass. Chairs scraped back as people tried to hide under tables or run toward the kitchen. The waiter froze, tray trembling in his hands. Victor stood up quickly, knocking over his water glass. His face paled. "Who the hell are you, security?" The linebacker moved first, grabbing Victor by the collar and slamming him against the table. Plates crashed to the floor. The third man pulled a knife from his jacket. A long, wicked blade that caught the light. "This is for what you did to our boss. You don't get to destroy lives and sleep easy. Chaos swallowed the room. People were crying, pleading. Someone called 911, but the line was busy in the panic. The three attackers closed in on Victor, fists flying, the knife raised. In the back booth, Ethan instinctively pulled Liam close, shielding him with his body. Stay down, buddy. Under the table. Don't look okay. Daddy's got you. Liam's small hands clutched Ethan's sweater, tears already streaming down his face. Dad, I'm scared. I know, son. I know. Ethan's heart hammered, but his voice stayed calm, the same calm he had used in operations years ago. He glanced around. No one else was moving to help. The attackers were too intimidating, too professional. Victor was on the ground now, blood trickling from his lip, trying to crawl away as boots kicked into his ribs. Something shifted inside Ethan. He had spent years pushing down the soldier, the protector. But seeing his son terrified, seeing an innocent man, arrogant or not, about to be killed in front of families and children, the old instincts roared back to life. Stay hidden, Liam. I'll be right back. Ethan kissed the top of his son's head and slid out of the booth. The scarred man raised the knife over Victor. Any last words? Rich man. Ethan's voice cut through the noise, steady and low. Put the knife down. The three men turned. Laughter rippled from the linebacker. Mind your own business, hero. Or you'll join him. Ethan didn't raise his hands in surrender. He stood relaxed, feet shoulder-width apart, weight balanced. The stance of someone who had done this before. I said, put it down. You don't want to do this here. Not in front of the kids. The predator, like third man, lunged first, swinging a heavy fist. Ethan moved faster than anyone expected from a man who looked like an ordinary tired dad. He sidestepped, caught the wrist, and twisted in a fluid motion. A sharp crack echoed as the man's arm bent unnaturally. The attacker howled and dropped to his knees. The room went quieter. The linebacker charged like a bull. Ethan dropped low, swept his leg in a precise arc. Years of close, quarters combat training making every movement efficient. The big man crashed into a table, sending more plates flying. Ethan was on him in an instant. A controlled elbow strike to the temple that dropped him unconscious without killing him. The scarred man with the knife hesitated, then attacked with wild slashes. Ethan dodged the first two, the blade whistling past his face. On the third swing, he closed the distance, grabbed the man's knife hand, and drove his palm upward into the elbow joint. The knife clattered to the floor. A follow-up knee to the stomach doubled the man over, and a final, measured strike to the jaw sent him sprawling. It was over in less than 30 seconds. The restaurant was silent except for the sound of heavy breathing and distant sirens. Victor Lang lay on the floor, staring up at Ethan in disbelief. Blood smeared his expensive suit, but he was alive. The three attackers were down, two unconscious, one groaning and clutching his broken arm. Ethan turned immediately back to the booth. Liam, it's okay now. Come out, buddy. Liam crawled out, eyes wide with a mix of fear and awe. He threw himself into his father's arms. Dade, you were like a superhero. Ethan held his son tight, tears he hadn't expected stinging his eyes. The adrenaline was fading, and the weight of what he'd just done settled in. Not a superhero, son. Just a dad who loves you more than anything. Customers slowly emerged from hiding. Applause started hesitant, then grew into a wave. The waiter, still shaking, helped Victor to his feet. Sir, are you okay? Victor wiped blood from his mouth and looked at Ethan. The arrogance was gone, replaced by something raw and humbled. You saved my life. Who are you? Ethan shrugged, still holding Liam. Just a single dad taking his son out for dinner. Name's Ethan Harper. Victor stared at the three downed men, then back at Ethan. The CEO's voice cracked slightly. I thought no one would help. Later, after the police had taken statements and hauled away the attackers, who turned out to be hired muscle sent by a ruthless competitor, Victor had bankrupted in an aggressive takeover. The restaurant owner comped everyone's meals and offered free dessert. But Victor wasn't done. He approached Ethan's table, where father and son were finally eating their now cold spaghetti. Victor pulled up a chair. Ethan, I don't know how to thank you. Those men were professionals. You took them down like it was nothing. What are you? Ethan sighed and glanced at Liam, who was now drawing a new picture. This one of his dad fighting bad guys. I was in special forces for 12 years, Delta. Did tours that changed me. When my wife Emily got sick, I left to take care of her and Liam. After she passed, I promised I'd never go back to that life. I work at a garage now, fix cars, raise my boy, that's my mission. Victor's eyes softened. For the first time in years, the powerful CEO saw a man who had real power, not money or status, but the kind forged in sacrifice and love. I owe you everything, let me help. A job at my company, head of security, whatever you want. Money for Liam's education, anything. Ethan shook his head gently. I appreciate it, Mr. Lang, but I don't need that. I just needed to protect my son and do what was right. Seeing Liam safe is all the reward I need. Liam looked up. Dad, you were awesome, but does this mean we can come here again sometime? Ethan laughed softly, ruffling his son's hair. Yeah, buddy, we can. Victor didn't push. Instead, he did something unexpected. Over the following weeks, he quietly paid for Liam's entire private school tuition through college, set up a trust fund in Emily's name for single-parent families, and even visited Ethan at the garage to talk. Not as a CEO, but as a man who had learned humility. Ethan's story spread quietly at first, through the restaurant patrons, then local news, then further. People reached out, other single dads sharing their struggles, veterans feeling seen, parents thanking him for reminding them what real courage looks like. One evening, months later, Ethan and Liam sat on their small apartment balcony watching the city lights. Liam asked, Dad, were you scared when those men came? Ethan thought for a long moment. Yes, I was scared for you, but fear doesn't mean you stop. It means you find the strength you didn't know you had. Your mom used to say that the best heroes aren't the ones who look for fights. They're the ones who fight only when they have to, for the people they love. Liam nodded solemnly. I'm proud you're my dad. Ethan pulled his son close, the rain from that fateful night long gone. In the quiet, he felt Emily's presence, as if she were smiling down on them. Too, and that, everyone, is the power of quiet strength. Ethan Harper wasn't looking for glory. He was just a single dad trying to give his son a normal night out. But when the moment came, his hidden skill, honed through years of service and sharpened by love, changed lives. It reminds us that heroes walk among us every day, the tired parents, the quiet veterans, the ordinary people carrying extraordinary pasts. Never judge someone by the way they look or the job they do. You never know what they're capable of when it matters most. And if you're a single parent, a veteran, or anyone who's ever felt invisible, your strength is real. Your love is powerful. Keep going. If this story touched you, moved you, or reminded you of your own hidden strengths, please like the video and subscribe for more emotional, true to life-inspired stories that celebrate the human spirit. Drop a comment. Have you ever seen someone reveal an unexpected skill in a crisis? Or are you carrying a hidden strength of your own? Thank you for watching. You're the reason we keep telling these stories. See you in the next one. Stay strong, stay kind, and protect what matters.